If you have ever spent more than $200 on a pair of dress shoes and wondered why they fell apart in 2 years, this video is for you. The formal shoe industry is built on one assumption, that you will never look at what's actually inside the shoe before you buy it. Every brand on this list is counting on you equating a higher price tag with better construction. They're counting on you not knowing the difference between a shoe that looks expensive and one that's actually built to last. Starting at number 10. Number 10, Steve Madden. They built an empire on the idea that fashion-forward design belongs in the formal category, and they charge accordingly. Their dress shoe lineup retails between $100 and $180. Actual production cost per pair sits around $18 to $25. That's a 7-fold markup for a shoe built on a glued construction. No stitching, no welt, just adhesive bonding an upper to an outsole. The leather is corrected grain at best, which means the surface has been sanded, buffed, and coated with a polyurethane film to hide imperfections in low-grade hides. Corrected grain leather does not age. It peels, usually somewhere between 18 months and 2 years of regular wear. Steve Madden doesn't sell quality dress shoes. They sell the price point that feels like you're making an effort without asking you to actually invest. Number 9. Aldo. Canadian fast fashion applied to footwear. Their formal range runs $90 to $160, and the construction story is nearly identical to Steve Madden. Glued bonding, bonded leather uppers that split at the toe box crease within a year, and TPR outsoles that wear through at the heel in 8 to 10 months of weekday use. The design teams are fast and trend-aware, which is the point. Aldo doesn't want you wearing the same pair for 5 years. They want you back in the store. The business model requires rapid deterioration. What they're selling is a shoe that looks right for a season, and that's exactly what they've engineered it to do. Number 8. Johnston & Murphy. This one is where it gets painful because Johnston & Murphy has a real history. They've been around since 1850. Presidents have worn their shoes, and they have spent the last 30 years systematically dismantling that legacy. Today's Johnston & Murphy retail between $150 and $350, but the production reality is $30 to $55 per pair. The brand was acquired in 1988 by Genesco, which outsourced manufacturing to Asia while keeping the American heritage marketing intact. The current lineup uses cement construction on most models, with Goodyear welt branding appearing on select lines that don't actually use a true welt attachment. The outsoles are synthetic on shoes sold as leather soled. You are paying for 170 years of reputation while receiving 2024 corner cutting. The heritage is the product. The shoe is incidental. Before I keep going, let me tell you why I'm making this video. I spent years in the wrong shoes, not because I didn't care, but because nobody broke this down for me. I learned it the hard way, one ruined pair at a time. If this is the video I needed 5 years ago, hit that subscribe button right now. It's free, and the next video on brands that actually build shoes the right way is already in production. Let's continue. Number 7. Cole Haan. The Nike acquisition years broke something in Cole Haan that they've never fully recovered from. Nike bought them in 1988, injected athletic sole technology into dress shoes, which was genuinely innovative at the time, then sold the brand in 2012. What remained was a brand identity built around comfort technology and a manufacturing reality that delivers $40 to $70 production cost on shoes retailing from $200 to $350. The Grand Series uppers use a leather that looks structured but has a thin, split leather backing that reduces long-term durability. The cushioned outsole technology that made them famous is now the primary reason cobblers won't touch them. The proprietary foam units can't be resoled, which means when the sole wears out, the shoe is finished. You're buying a comfort shoe disguised as an investment piece with no path to a second life. Number 6. Florsheim. Once the shoe of working professionals everywhere. Today, a cautionary tale about what brand licensing does to quality over time. Florsheim retail between $100 and $200. Build cost $20 to $35. The brand changed hands multiple times before landing at Waco Group, which also owns Stacy Adams and Nunn Bush, 2 other entries on this list. When the same holding company owns competing brands at different price points, the cost-saving incentive runs upstream to the flagship. The Florsheim ComfortTech line uses a cement-lasted construction with synthetic leather lining that holds moisture and breaks down the insole structure within 18 months. The outsoles are direct attach rubber, which means no resoling is possible. They sell nostalgia to buyers who remember what the brand used to be. What you receive is a shoe that has the name and nothing else. Number 5. Stacy Adams. The brand that defined sharp dressing in American menswear for decades has become one of the clearest examples of margin extraction in the category. Retail runs $80 to $150. Production cost $15 to $22. The upper leathers on their current Dickinson and Madison series are PU-coated split leather, not full grain, not even top grain, but a split from the bottom of the hide, layered with polyurethane and embossed to look like it has natural grain texture. It will not develop a patina. It will crack along the flex point at the toe box, typically within the first year of weekly use. The stacked leather heel cap is faux stacked. It's a single block of synthetic material with a printed layer pattern. Every detail that once communicated quality is now a photograph of that quality printed on cheaper material. You're buying a costume. Number 4. Kenneth Cole. They built a brand identity around wit and social commentary. The wordplay ads, the New York attitude, the idea that wearing Kenneth Cole meant something. What it means today, in their formal shoe category, is this. Retail between $100 and $250. Production cost around $22 to $40. And a consistent pattern of using the brand's fashion credibility to justify prices that the construction cannot support. The Reaction line, their accessible tier, uses glued construction on faux leather uppers that delaminate at the heel counter within 8 months of regular wear. The main line shoes improve marginally in upper quality, but maintain the same non-resolable outsole construction. The brand's marketing budget is visibly larger than its materials budget. What you're purchasing is the ad campaign more than the shoe. Drop a comment right now. Have you owned any of these brands? Tell me which one and how long it lasted. I'm not asking to embarrass anyone. I genuinely want to know if your experience matches the pattern I'm seeing, or if you got lucky with a good pair. Let's finish the list. Number 3. Hugo Boss Footwear. The fashion house credibility carries enormous pricing power into a shoe category where Hugo Boss has no manufacturing heritage whatsoever. Their formal shoe line retails between $250 and $450. Production cost on licensed footwear in this tier sits around $35 to $60. The shoes are produced under license by third-party manufacturers. Hugo Boss does not operate shoe factory. What the licensee delivers is a shoe built to a price point that preserves the margin the licensing agreement demands, which leaves very little room for construction quality. Blake stitch construction appears on some models, technically superior to glued, but still not resolable by most cobblers without the right equipment. The leather is top grain on the better models, but the finishing quality varies because quality control is distributed across multiple licensing factories across different countries. You are paying for a label. The label was designed by someone who makes suits. Number 2. Nunn Bush. The most honest entry on this list, in a troubling way. Nunn Bush doesn't pretend to be premium. They retail between $70 and $100 and position themselves as practical value. The issue is that the construction doesn't even support the modest price. Build cost sits around $12 to $18. The core comfort technology they market heavily is a foam insole insert placed inside a glued construction shoe with a synthetic upper. The outsole is TPR glued to the upper with no mechanical fastening. When the glue bond fails, usually at the heel, usually in the first rainy season of regular wear, the shoe is finished. Nunn Bush knows their buyer is not planning to resole or condition. They're planning to replace. The brand's strategy is to make replacement feel affordable. What they've actually done is make disposable shoes feel acceptable. Number 1. Magnani. This one is the most expensive mistake on the list, and that's what earns it the top position. Magnani is a Spanish brand that retails between $350 and $600, positions itself as artisan European craftsmanship, and is sold in Nordstrom alongside genuinely handmade shoes at similar price points. The production cost sits around $65 to $95 per pair. The Blake construction they use, stitching the insole, upper, and outsole together in a single pass, is a legitimate construction method. but it is the least durable formal construction available, more prone to water infiltration and more difficult to resole than Goodyear Welt, which competitors use at the same price point. The leather quality is inconsistent across production runs. The finishing, the hand painting and patina work they market prominently, is applied over corrected grain on several models, not full grain. At $500, you are funding a marketing identity that says handcrafted while delivering a product that shares construction fundamentals with shoes costing a fifth of the price. The only thing that separates Magnani from number 10 on this list is how much more confidently they charge for the same compromise. The formal shoe industry survives because most buyers walk into a store, feel the weight, smell the leather, and assume the price is honest. They have no idea what's inside. No idea what construction method means for longevity. No idea that the shoe they're buying has no path to being repaired. If this video changed how you'll buy shoes next time, hit that like button. Subscribe, because next we're covering the brands that actually build shoes properly. The ones with real Goodyear Welt, real full-grain leather, and real resolable construction at prices that make sense. And share this with whoever is about to make an expensive mistake in a shoe department.